Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And let me continue on with my top favorite Criterion Collection releases of this year, 2020. And right now, let me share with you my favorite Blu-ray upgrades from this year. And so what I mean by this is a title that is something that already existed or exists in the Criterion collection, maybe as a previous DVD release. But this year we saw an upgrade or a re-emergence or a re-release in a new format or Blu-ray format. We saw a number of these over the course of the year, and so many that were worthy of celebration, and it was a wonderful time because we saw a number of titles that re-emerged that, to be perfectly frank, I never thought we would ever see again in the Criterion collection. So in terms of physical media, they were real miracle announcements. But if I had to choose 5, and again, it's a very difficult process, but if I had to choose 5 from this year, and I thought long and hard about this, but if I had to choose 5, it would be these 5. Again, it was a very difficult choice. There were so many to choose from, but as far as right now, here are my top 5 favorite Blu-ray upgrades from this year, 2020. Oh, I should say too that for purposes of this list, I did not consider the Laserdisc to Blu-ray upgrade, because there are some titles that were Laserdisc titles, but then they suddenly emerged, or they emerged afresh as Blu-ray titles. But I didn't consider that for purposes of this list. I will consider those in a separate video in the context of a different list. But for now, once again, here are my top 5 favorite Blu-ray upgrades. Number 5, and this is the title that is at spine number 177. This is such a powerful film, The Lost Honor of Katharina Blum. If you haven't seen this film, I strongly urge you to do so. This is a powerful, biting, stinging film that has a degree of potency and relevancy that remains very urgent. It's about media, and it's also about freedom and the way in which the human individual can potentially be manipulated in these arenas in a very emotionally profound and consequential manner. And it's, as I say, it's a film that has lost none of its power. It is very relevant and very much part of the conversation even now. This is the film The Lost Honor of Katharina Blum. Number 4, and this is the film that is at spine number 146. This is a beautiful, lyrical, and also very dark and brooding and emotional work. This is the film The Cranes Are Flying. And my goodness, what a powerful endeavor of cinematic art this is. And it has at its heart too a very emotional tale of human beings, but there is also the sweep of history, the sweep of grand historic consequence that is also affecting all the proceedings. And always we have something that is akin to a stirring tale that remains very epic, but also very intimate and moving. What a powerful film this is. This is The Cranes Are Flying. Number 3, and this is a great film from, it's spine number 45, and it's called Taste of Cherry. What a complex, clever film this is, that is seemingly about one thing, but then it turns into something else. But that something else is ultimately related to what we see from the outset. And ultimately what we see is something about the creation of art. We also see something about the human spirit, and we see struggle, and we see details about life and death and compassion and empathy, as well as the day-to-day struggles that I think potentially we all can face in a certain degree or another, thus making this very accessible and at the same time a very multi-layered and multi-textual type of cinematic exploration in terms of the art and craft of cinema and what it is it shows us and the truth and illusion that it has to offer. What a brilliant example of this taste of cherry. My number 2 favorite Blu-ray upgrade is Spy number 103, and it is this film, The Lady Eve. And what a sparkling, charming, effervescent, witty film that is still so funny. This is laugh out loud type of antics. Very clever. We've got a wonderful, witty dialogue that has a lot of double meaning to it. There are also plenty of visual gags that further the proceedings on with such style and grace and joy. There is so much joy here. There is romance. There is also a clever comedy, and we have the feeling in the air of something magical, the Hollywood film at its very magical essence, and it still entertains 1000% to this day. What a brilliant, charming film this is, and what a great re-welcoming back into the Criterion collection. This is The Lady Eve. And my number 1 favorite Blu-ray upgrade is a film that is at Spy number 155. This is the epic film, which is Tokyo Olympiad. Tokyo Olympiad is one of those special films that marks a certain point in history, sports history, and world history, and Japan history. And it also is on a grand scale, a universal story, or a set of universal stories, but also on an intimate scale, a set of stories about the little idiosyncratic, quirky details that are so human and that make up these details of human existence that have these grand, great consequences, but also that exhibit and show something of the intimate nature of the human spirit and the human heart in this wonderful venue that is the Tokyo Olympics. So my favorite Blu-ray upgrade from 2020 is this, which is Tokyo Olympiad. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. I will see you at the next video, but until then, cheers.